Jai Shri Krishna, Shri Damodardasji Sambhalvale, a Kshatriya from Kannauj. Shri Damodardasji was a very dedicated Vaishnav who was serving a swarup of ShriDwarkadhishji. Shri Mahaprabhuji was very happy with the love devotion with which Damodardasji served as Thakorji. Shri Mahaprabhuji mentioned to other Vaishnavas that Damodardasji is serving ShriDwarkadhishji with a lot more love devotion than King Ambrish, who originally served him. As per Pushti Bhakti Marg Seva doctrine of doing everything yourself for your Thakorji, Damodardas used to fetch water from the well for his Thakorji himself. He never felt ashamed of doing a servant's job for his Thakorji, as he firmly believed that he is nothing more but a mere subject, a servant for his Thakorji. He used to happily accept the insults thrown at him by the villagers for doing such low-level physical work, but his father-in-law was feeling ashamed and could not tolerate his wealthy son-in-law being insulted. He asked Damodardas to have a servant fetch the water instead of himself, only for the sake of the family's prestige. Damodardas did not respond except smiling at his elderly father-in-law. The next morning, he asked his wife to join him to go to the well to fetch the water. The villagers were astonished at such an unusual act of defiance by the couple. At last, villagers, including Damodardasji's father-in-law, understood the love devotion of the couple for their Thakorji, and they all apologized to both. Once, during summer months, the temperature went soaring high. After sleeping a couple of days in his bedroom, Damodardasji decided to sleep on the terrace to be more comfortable at the cool breeze of the night. The first night when he went to sleep on the terrace, he left his Thakorji in his temple and closed the temple doors, as was the tradition. In the middle of the night, Thakorji woke up the housemaid and asked her to keep the temple doors open and fan him until he falls asleep. In the morning, Damodardasji climbed down from the terrace only to find the open doors of the temple. He checked with the maid, who narrated what happened the previous night. Damodardasji felt very guilty for seeking comfort for himself while leaving his Thakorji behind. He felt jealous of the maid, who was so fortunate that his Thakorji asked her to make him comfortable. ShriDwarkadhishji Prabhu also appeared and asked him not to get upset with the maid, as she was just following his instructions. He accepted this as Thakorji's grace and a lesson learned. Damodardasji took a vow of not having any meals until making his Thakorji's temple summer-worthy by having cross-ventilation and free flow of cool breezes at night. His wife convinced him to at least have some fruits, as the renovation may take some time. Damodardasji was a happier Vaishnav when his Thakorji started living in his newly renovated temple. Damodardasji offered a great feast to his Thakorji and invited Vaishnavas to have prasad. Damodardasji had a square meal only after his Thakorji was comfortable. Such is the love devotion of dedicated Vaishnavas. Jai Shri Krishna.